Good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to today's Healthy Diets for Africa Agribusiness Accelerator program pitching event. And today we are pleased to have Benson Maina Kagwima. Uh, Benson is the CEO and co-founder of Ben and James Enterprise. They deal with porridge flour products. So, welcome, James. Let's dive straight into the conversation. This conversation. Uh, so, tell us about your journey. When did you start uh, Ben and James Enterprise? What has been the journey? What propelled you to start uh, your innovation and the enterprise?
So, James and Ben Enterprise was founded in legal registrations were done in August 2024 last year. We are a business that is made out of inspiration to empowering people nutritionally, such that someone, let me give with an example of someone who is suffering from stroke. That was our first client, even before got to be uh, we got to be licensed or even given the statutory requirements by the Kenyan government. She was suffering from stroke and her left side could not operate. Uh, we just made porridge that was instant for her, the porridge flour, and she could prepare the porridge by herself using one hand. We saw it as something that we saw that as because every in our cultural setup, that is the Kenyan cultural setup, we are ingrained with the culture of food choices that porridge is good for health, it's good for sick people, and we found that there is not available products such as this that offer convenient to the less inconvenient people. Some like the now someone who is suffering from stroke, someone who is sick at home, someone who is working and he or she is of health conscious. He or she is a health conscious person. He doesn't have that empowerment that he or she can make a good cup of porridge in his workspace or her workspace. Someone who is working at a garage, he or she is not empowered. Someone who is a student, someone who is on the go. And this inspiration is now, we are now working towards fulfilling our dream that we can provide this product that is unavailable in the Kenyan market, so that people can be empowered and get to have these products at their disposal.
I know one of your products, I've interacted with it. It's made from millet. So, and you also have composite products made from other underutilized foods. So, what is this specific consumption challenge that your innovation is addressing?
The challenge is about being able to have a nutrient dense food that
Mhm.
is available and that is affordable and at the same time can provide you with empowerment that you can be able to have that product in where you are, however you are, whenever you are. Um, you find that people want to have a porridge that has high protein and can be provided by soya. But if you don't make soya an instant flour, it can't have the because soya contains some of the non-nutritive uh, inhibitors of nutrients. You'll find that the nutrients won't be bioavailable into your body system. Even when you consume the soy, it will just have that satisfactory value, but it won't provide you with the nutritional value. So
Mhm.
we are also making it readily available, the nutrients readily available to the human body of any consumer that we are targeting. At the same time, the challenge after solving the challenge of bioavailability or availability of the nutrients, now we empower the consumer to have a product that he or she doesn't really need to feel inconvenienced by time, feel inconvenienced by a busy lifestyle, feel
Mhm.
inconvenienced that he or she is very, very sick, that he can't or she can't even be able to rise up and do something by herself in the kitchen. This empowers you one-handed. Whether you are amputated by your one hand, you are ready to go with our instant product.
So, how do you ensure that your solution stands out, considering that data shows in Kenya?
So, our first answer to the question will be accessibility to the product. And we are working hard to be able to distribute our product to people so that they may have that option of choosing the product that empowers them. The second one is awareness. Not so many people are aware that the product is there, or if the product is instant, how instant is the how has it become instant? Like I'll give an example of an instant coffee. How is it instant that I can make it? I can have my ready porridge in 1 minute. And so we are working towards enhancing awareness, and that is the reason why we are looking forward to having partners on board, um, partners who can also help us be able to make our gospel better addressed to different channels. We are also working towards um, having a system where a consumer can interact with us and we can interact with them. And we are also trying to have the best of the product well manufactured, that the first customer will be the first and always remain to be our loyal customer.
Currently, have you made any partners or worked with any partners, and what has been the experience?
Um, our partners right now, we're working with a nutritional, with a, with a, I would call it like a school feeding program. We have one school we are providing with the kids in the schools, every kid a cup of porridge a day. We
Mhm.
just started like 1.5 week ago,
Mhm.
uh, which is doing really good. Kids are loving it. And another partner is Gain, but we are under the an association that has brought so many other business together, so we are part of it. And what Gain is also even helping us is to understand the other aspects of food safety, other aspects of how we can relate with other government statutory bodies that can link us to being able to make our product get to so many other people.
Mhm.
Um, we are also working with now supermarkets, which are our partners, who we supply, and then they put our product on the shelves, and we cannot forget them, and the customers will come to get our products from there. And we can also not forget our major partner who has been with us even with the challenges, and that is FSPN, guiding us, training us, mentoring us, helping us understand what we are supposed to do, and also even uh, placing ourselves on our products in FSPN social media platforms, which is something that we are very much appreciative of and looking forward to even meeting so many other people for this because of the same platform. And we are hoping also we could even always be supplying the product to your office every now and then, so that even the visitors can come and enjoy one of your cohort's products.
Yes, thank you. We are looking forward to that. You have mentioned that you are working with a partner on a feeding program. So I will consider that as one of your market base. So whom can you say that are your main target customers for your innovative product? And has there been a demand, a trend, a change in demand? What has been the landscape of your
Uh,
customer?
I'll answer that question with regards to our location. We are located in Nairobi, and we targeting even the elderly. There is one person who asked me, "When have you ever seen a 60-year person in Nairobi walking?"
Mhm,
Which was a very good, intuitive question to me, because I asked myself the same question. I've never seen a 70-year-old man in Nairobi,
mhm,
and if I see them, it's one in out of 100. So we
mhm,
have been selling that most of the product is always falling to the working class people. So I can say it's forage for working class people and mothers who feel our product saves them on time and they need to do their chores and the baby is crying.
mhm,
Those are the two major customer base that we are having. The third one I would rank it as that is students, and the fourth would be now the I would say at the age of 40 to 50 old men who just love porridge and they don't want to, they have to wake up early in the morning or they come back in the evening and they just want to have a cup of porridge and they are leaving. And then when we go to the supermarkets in just outside Nairobi, we find more of the, now the trend goes back to now the elderly again. So
mhm,
there's now the rule of urban migration. You find that the elderly are in the rural setup and then they're buying the flour because it's also saving them on time. They don't have to worry themselves with too much cooking or the gas is not available today. So in the rural setups, the elderly buy the product. In the urban setup, most of the product is bought by working class people. Then they are followed by moms who have young kids. And then the fathers of age of 40 to 50, the men of age of 40 to 50 who are busy. And then the fourth group is the students, and the fifth now goes all the way to the outside Nairobi who are the elderly ones. Of course, we have not gone outside Nairobi so much, so that is the reason they rank as the last group.
yes, and having been in operation for quite some time, uh, can you tell or how can you describe uh, the demand for your instant forage product?
Okay. We have Ryan's instant millet flour. We have Ryan's composite instant flour, and Ryan's instant millet finger millet
Mhm,
flour. During our starting, the when we did the launch, was the product that was really moving better than the composite one. And then from January, the composite one now started overtaking the instant one, the finger millet instant flour. What I would say with both product is that the finger millet has a raw material that is highly priced.
mhm,
So even after doing the value addition, the price will also be higher than the a composite one, which has a range of products, but when you do the blending, the cost of the raw material goes below that of the finger millet, and that now leads us to two main um, the two main customer most sought for reasons for purchasing a product, which we have seen is one is taste, and then the second one is affordability
Mhm.
for the middle class people. So you find that people will prefer the taste of millet because they will feel it is now the porridge that they have been grown with when they are kids and when they were young. But now when it comes to the affordability, because it's a bit high, they will now go back to the composite one because the composite one has good taste and good price. So that is the reason why now composite is even overtaking the instant millet flour right now.
Mm.
And another thing now, but when you go to another segmentation of customers is high income customers, they not necessarily look at the price. They're more concerned about the health of what they are purchasing and the value for their money. So you get they are also looking at they're not going for they're not going for finger millet because for composite is also very highly nutritious. But now for someone who is specifically wanting to have his blood sugar regulated and something to do with controlling the weight gain,
Mm.
find that they will not only they won't look at the price of the finger millet. They just buy the product and they're happy with it and they don't have any reason to change to the product. Yeah.
Yes. Do you have any specific success stories that really motivated how you are processing your products and also serving your customer base?
My success story, very most inspiring success story is when we visit an expo and we find customers now coming from different walks of town. We were in an expo in Thika, and then we find customers who just found us in Thika. They still ring our phones so that we can supply or we can send a delivery to them. Um, Another success story is when a customer came to me and then she told me that today I can speak confidently and say that my mom takes blood sugar medicines or pills once a week, and before she was taking every every day, daily. It was a daily prescription, and then she claims that it is because of the finger millet instant porridge flour, and her mom no longer even wants to be prepared porridge by anyone else.
Mhm.
It was such an inspiration to us. Another one was when we exported one of our products to the US, and then
Mhm.
the customer sends a picture and says that today I can proudly say that I was able to have porridge when I was in a traffic jam,
Mhm.
and this is proudly made by an African. And it was an inspiration to us that we can make a product that can change the lives or help people challenge the status quo of wherever they are, whatever they're doing. And a choice of food won't be hard to make because of inconvenience.
Are you considering working with, let's say, hospitals or nutrition clinics to supply the products to these facilities so that they deal with such patients on a daily basis or regularly? Are you considering working with them and supplying your products to them?
Yeah, we are considering that. We are really trying to look into that platform. And hopefully before, because we had approached some of uh, medical facilities, but we have one nutritionist who is really working behind the scenes with not behind the scenes, but she bought our product like 2 weeks ago. Been working in a health setup. She really wants to see how patients can be served with our product better than she has been serving with other products. She feels that with the other kind of product, she has not been giving the patients enough uh, enough energy, enough nutrients, and she really wants to bring this on board. And hopefully, hopefully, God willing, we will get there. We don't have a medical facility right now, but if we get one, it would be even a much more inspiration.
Have you faced any challenges in sourcing your raw materials? And do you have a channel on how you communicate to your suppliers or the farmers or the producers? And yeah, have you faced any challenges so far? And how do you make sure that you even getting the best raw materials for your product so that you are able to evade the food safety concerns? Yes.
Yeah, yes, challenges are there. We have to we have to really brace ourselves to tackle the challenges. And yes, we get the challenges, and we get. But before we take in any product, we have our own rule that garbage in is always garbage out. So we have our grading sheets that they have to grade our raw materials before they are into our inventories, and then before the inventory, after the inventory, they also graded or checked for their quality before entering the production line. Um, we also, in case we find that a product is not conforming as per our grading specifications or grading formula, we alert the supplier, and we either if that product is unacceptable to our production, we reject the product. We reject the raw material, and we also inform the supplier that this was the reason, and we also let them understand that we can't take in the product if it is not up to the standards. We also have a session where we once a month we educate our suppliers on what we need and what we don't need, but we do communicate to them via an email. And only this year that we have had just one meeting with the suppliers, which are just a number of three suppliers. We have one. We also have another supplier who we brought on board. That supplier is we always get a certificate of analysis from them before the before we receive the product. So if the certificate of analysis doesn't align with our production specifications, then we reject the product. We also inform the supplier, and we make sure that the supplier understands the reason why we do not accept the raw material.
Yes. Uh, you mentioned about in your success story that you once exported your product to the US. So, are you considering also expanding to other regions uh, and counties in Kenya and cross border in East Africa, as well as increasing your capacity for export?
I will answer that by stating our vision, which states that we would want to be the number one most trusted brand with convenient foods. And that means that we would wish everyone, anywhere, any consumer in any other time, the moment they send a kid to buy an instant porridge flour, they will actually tell the shopkeeper that sell me a Ryan's, even if there will be any other brand available, the shopkeeper will be told sell me a Ryan's, and then they'll just pick any other instant product and then they will sell. But the reason they and the way to do this is providing quality, ensuring the safety of consumers, and ensuring that we have been able to meet each and every consumer. That means we'll have to expand past Nairobi because this product doesn't belong to the urban people alone. Expand to Nairobi, get across Kenya, and even to the world because everyone needs it. Where there is a problem, we just need to make humanity better.
Talking of sustainability, how does uh, your innovation ensure that there is economic sustainability in production, distribution of the Ryan's products that you have, the composites and the finger millet product?
So for sustainability, we define sustainability by our long-term shared value between our suppliers
Mhm.
who are supplied by our farmers. So we have our suppliers that we make sure that our suppliers provide us with quality so that we can supply our consumers with quality, and then our consumers can be able to purchase our product, be healthy or be energized or be nourished, and then they can be able to give back or to support the ecosystem in a way that the
Mhm.
farmer again will also be able to produce and give us the product again so that we can produce and the cycle continues with no with a fair for life policy.
Yes, and where do you see Ben and James Enterprise in the next 1 year, and maybe an extension for long term, like 4 years? Yes.
Ben and James is an incubator in a government setup. So our short-term vision or short-term goal right now is to have our company centralized in one location so that we can be able to scale up our inventories, scale up our production line, be able to align our production line, be able to control things like cross contamination from uh, the use of a common manufacturing facility, be able to have some of the economies of scale like being able to have those uh, small charges that come from production in a common manufacturing facility. And when we are centralized, we'll also be able to reduce some of the costs like logistics cost and uh, storage cost. So I would say our short-term goal is centralization of our operations. And for that to happen, we need uh, our own machinery so that we can be able to set up our production line. We also need to have our own laboratory setup, just a small laboratory setup that can make analysis of the random checks that are necessary for food safety. And our long-term vision is being able to, in the next 5 to 7 years, being able to have met so many outlets across the country, so that we can be a national brand, a national household name that will be able to impact the lives of so many Kenyans across the counties. Uh, Maybe after 10 years, I will say we would wish to have been able to reach more than out to being able to be regional and outside the country, Kenya.
Yes, thank you for sharing your vision. Um, You have been in the Health Diets for Africa Agribusiness Accelerator program. What are some of the lessons that you have learned in the program that have enabled you to scale your business?
Not some, but some of the lessons that I've learned is being able to cash flow management. Second one was getting back to understanding your business better than I understood it. I had to even sit back and rewind and ask myself some few questions. I've learned about social media marketing. I've also learned about pitch development or pitching for the company. Um our sustainable development goal that aligns with healthy diets for Africa is zero hunger and improved nutrition, such that anyone anywhere can be able to have food. Anywhere can be able to have an option for for a food choice that is nutritious. And we believe that with our instant forage flour, we have a product that is culturally accepted from our geographical setup and that can make an impact that is huge enough to meet the goals of healthy diets for Africa.
Yes, thank you for that wonderful feedback. As we come to a close, what advice will you give upcoming uh, young founders, especially in the agri-business space? Obviously, we have a lot of people who want to make impact, uh, especially using the underutilized food products like yours, the finger millet. So, what advice would you give them?
My advice would be, when you start something, have the big why. Not the why that the small why. And I mean the big why is what impact are you making? When you have that big why, even the smallest impact you can make to one person can make you face any challenge that can come along in your entrepreneurship journey. It might not be easy, but it is the small wins that back up your win, back up your big why, that gives you a frame of reference to keep you moving, to keep you going, to keep you believing. Because a belief is not a belief if you don't have a frame of reference that can make you feel or know that you are capable of doing it and you have done it and it has made an impact to someone. The moment you remember the impact, you will feel more motivated to move on. If you don't remember an impact, if you don't make an impact,
Mhm.
it, it will it will get to a point that you will feel exhausted. But impact and the big why gives you the major pillar of moving and making a better life for not for you but for everyone around you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Your story has been enlightening, and we are sure that our audience are going to like it and to learn from the Ryan's instant porridge. And we believe this conversation is going to change or to be impactful in your journey and development of your Ben and James enterprise. So you taking time to share your story has been truly inspiring to us today. And thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your journey and expertise and aspirations that you have. And we wish you all the best in the
Thank you
future.
so much. Thank you so much.